Showtime Shawn Porter here at Triller Fight Club, man.
What am I doing here?
I know. I was excited when I came Wednesday for the media workout. I heard Ray over say that you were gonna be commentating.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's new.
Yeah.
So they're starting to notice how good you are behind the mic, and now it's more than one network.
Yeah. NBC, Fox, now Triller. And I'm not gonna slow down. I'm gonna keep it going, man. This is a long time coming for me. I don't think people would even believe it, but it was a goal of mine to become a commentator before it was to become a world champion.
Oh wow!
People wouldn't even believe that, but that is a fact. You know what I mean? I've been interested in this since I was a teenager. So I've done everything that I needed to do. I'm learning, I'm getting better. Every time I go out, I knew that this would be a little looser atmosphere, so I told myself, just treat it like the podcast, opposed to treating it like, like Fox or like NBC, and be loose. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of fun tonight, and everybody came in here and did their job. The last one a little underwhelmed because of the circumstances, but it is what it was.
But as a fighter, do you feel that was a premature stoppage, or do you feel he's 58? We gotta be careful.
I try to make it clear on the telecast that we've had deaths in this sport recently too, like 2 weeks ago. So across the board, across the world, everybody, all of the refs, all of the judges, everyone is taught safety first, and so you're gonna see more fights get waved off before the fighter hits the canvas. Why? Because once the fighter hits the canvas, it's too late. In the case of a 58-year-old man, it would have been too late at that point. The ref was playing hopscotch. He didn't want to stop it, and I knew he didn't want to stop it. I didn't want him to stop it, but I understood it was coming. 20-ish unanswered punches, you got to stop it. It is what it is.
So, Shawn, obviously, we got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, October 9th.
Yeah.
It's coming full circle. Wilder looks really good. I mean, you're the fighter, not me, and now you're the commentator, analyzing these fights and these fighters and what they're doing.
Yeah.
How does he look in these clips, especially the latest 6 minutes he put out? That's a lot.
Yeah, no, he's working. The best part about the fight getting postponed is the longer it would take, the more time he would get to mesh with his coach, Malik Scott. I think those guys are on the verge of doing something great. You know what I mean? Deontay has been great before. He had a tough one in his last outing. Everybody said coming back and fighting Tyson Fury wasn't the right thing to do. He's got some time, and I think it's going to work for him. I think it benefited him.
He seems like he's working on tripling that left hook to the body. You think going to the body, that soft midsection of Tyson Fury, is the right thing, or going to the body, you give up your height, so you're putting yourself in?
You give up your height. There are fighters that know how to do it and can do it. Tyson Fury can do it. What's Tyson Fury? 6'7", 6'8". He can do it. But he's a really good boxer, so he knows how to get in there and actually dig and dig safely. So if Deontay's adding that to his arsenal, I went and checked out the first fight. There was jabs to the bodies. There was straight rights to the body. I checked out the first round of the second fight. There was jabs to the body. There was right hands to the body. He needs the long shots. Every time we see a knockout from Deontay Wilder, it's on the end of the right hand. So whether it's the head or the body, it needs to be on the end of the shot. So I would rather see Deontay go to the body, stab, push into it with the right hand, push into it, opposed to trying to get in there. When you do this, you leave yourself open and things like that. So, but that's a twist. Tyson Fury has never seen that and may not be preparing for that. So even on that side of it, D, at this point, maybe put it all out there. But some stuff you probably should keep in camp and pull out on the night of the fight.
Now Fury is trying to, I guess, discredit Malik Scott. He's like, oh, I beat you up in sparring and I beat Wilder up.
Yeah.
But I've seen your father isn't a world champion. Freddie Roach isn't a world champion. Ronnie Shields was never a world champion. So I've seen trainers become Hall of Fame trainers, renowned trainers, without having a world title. Do you think Scott has the capability of becoming a great trainer? And would we give him credit for this win, or would we just resort and say, oh, it was Wilder's right hand?
There are people who can show you better than can tell you, and then there are people who can tell you better than they can show you. Just because Malik Scott was not a world champion does not mean he doesn't know how to go to that pad and that paper, watch that film, break it down, analyze it, and come with something great. So like we did with Sugar Hill. when Tyson Fury just pulled this last one off, we credited Sugar Hill for that. You know what I mean? We didn't say that was all Tyson Fury. So, same thing for D. If it's the first round and it's the right hand, you still got to credit Malik Scott. They put the work in together.
What's your thoughts on Devin Haney? I know he basically came up under you. He's like a little brother. You sparred him when he was a teenager. Grown man, WBC champion now, but it seems like he's being evaded right now. Like, you can't get T.O. T.O.'s tied up with Fight Club.
Yeah.
Then you got, you know, just all the other champions are, well, T.O.'s the only champion.
Yeah.
All the other contenders don't
Yeah.
want to fight him.
Yeah.
One lone name sticks out. He just got a win this Saturday. Maxie Hughes. I'm sure you're not familiar.
No, I'm not.
From the UK. What's up with Devin Haney, man? What do you think is going to happen with this WBC champion?
You know, I think that he and his dad, they've made all of the right movements to this point. Even the last fight with Jorge Linares, he handled everything. Got caught with a punch, came out of nowhere. I'm in my house, like, jaw dropped, like, don't do this, you know what I mean? I didn't want to see him lose that fight. I wanted him to face some adversity, but I want to see him lose that fight. The fact that he faced that adversity, he made it through it, makes him a better fighter. I think that, I don't know if he's been avoided. I don't know if it's not the right fights that are happening or anything like that, but I do know that he and his dad, they've made the right movements to this point. So when they're taking on a guy like Maxie Hughes, it means something. So they haven't wasted anything, I don't think. They haven't wasted time. They haven't wasted any of their experiences. They haven't wasted any of their TV time, the social media. I feel like they're handling everything accordingly. You know, so I think they'll be fine.
The reason I say he's avoided is because he's a WBC champ. Brian Garcia was the interim, vacated for mental health issues. Joseph Diaz Jr., former Olympian and world champion, he became interim, and now he hasn't asked for his shot. Instead, he's allegedly negotiating with Ryan. So it's like, normally when you're the mandatory, you take your shot. No one wants a shot at Haney. What do you know? You've been in the ring with him. How dangerous is he?
Yeah, no. He's dangerous. He's dangerous because he's got this combination, a lot like Roy Jones. Roy Jones had the combination of speed, this athleticism and quickness and reflexes that were outmatched. I'm not saying that Devin Haney is the next Roy Jones or is Roy Jones. For a long time, people were saying he could be the next Mayweather. He's the next Devin Haney. Devin Haney is dangerous because he can fight off of the back foot, but he can come in at you. He can come at you at the same time. He's rangy. He's got speed. He's intellectually, he's right there. He's the complete package as a fighter. Maybe if anything, he's lacking power. And, you know, with that being said, it's only a matter of time before that kicks in as well. He's still a young man, you know, so I think when we talk about him being avoided and we talk about the names that you just said, Diaz and Garcia, when you take a look at that, those guys are going to make more money fighting each other than they are Devin Haney. So you still, even though we may not get a fight that we want, we still got to figure out a way to understand it. And one way to understand it is economically. Those guys are doing what makes sense for them from a financial perspective.
Last one, I know you're busy, you want to get up out of here. Obviously, welterweight division is your division, but right now you have a nemesis. You had a great fight, 275 rumored pay-per-view buys, 1,000 that is. Earl Spence has this detached retina.
Yeah.
People are wondering, can he come back? Obviously, you're a God-fearing man. You're going to wish him the best.
Absolutely.
But do you think he can compete at the high level again?
There's not that many athletes in boxing, and he's an athlete. You know what I mean? He's an athlete that came to boxing, and then, for the sake of words, has began to master the art of boxing. And with that being said, he is one of the greatest of this era, one of the greatest of right now. It would be a shame if he's not able to come back. I can't answer that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because physically, if he's told that everything's all good, still got to wonder about this, still got to wonder about this. You know what I mean? So if he takes care of this and this, then you got to wonder what's going on physically. You know what I mean? So he's facing a lot. He's facing some adversity, and he's been through some. And you know, like you said, man, I wish him the best. But that's not an answer that I can provide. You know what I mean? But I can obviously say that, you know, I'm in full support of that man being able to box again.
So I know you can't talk about the purse bid, but you can talk about the fight, right?
Yeah.
about how you would beat him, or do you think you can beat him?
Do I think I can beat him? You know me. I
I
think I can beat him? You know me.
They calling him the best welterweight.
Listen, and I said, this is what I said on the telecast tonight, like Triller, NBC, Fox, my own podcast, the Porterweight Podcast. Check it out every Tuesday, YouTube and all the podcast platforms. All of that, and people like, yo, is he cooling? Is he retired? Is he ready to retire? What I said tonight is, when I'm able to be in front of there, I feel the juices, everything's going. It keeps me tuned in. Y'all don't see the training. Y'all don't see the hard work before the fights happen. All y'all see is us get in the ring and do what we do. So if I tell you I've been training and I'm ready for the fight, I'm training and I'm ready for the fight. If you see me in LA and then you see me in Miami and then you see me in New York, I'm staying busy, I'm making money, I'm doing what I love to do, but I'm also staying tuned in. So when I'm watching Anderson Silva get low and move his head against Ortiz, who's swinging like this, yeah, I'm watching, but I'm watching as a fighter. I'm translating it to the audience, but I'm also watching as a competitor. What would I do? What would I do if I was Ortiz? What would I do if I was Silva? Silva came up with the perfect punch at the right time inside the gloves of Ortiz. I'm watching, and I'm staying ready, and I'm always ready.
Well, Shawn, man, I don't want to take too much more of your time. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your night, brother.
Hit me up, baby.
You got it.
Good to see you, boss.
Thank you, man.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.